Welcome to our 85-year-old home. This is part one of our home renovation series. Here you're looking at our mini split system that runs the AC for our house, and it had a drip from condensation that was coming out from underneath of those tubes where insulation's wrapped around. And this is some black mold actually that we found and we are cleaning up from the condensation that dripped. And it must have gone on for some period of time while the people that owned the house before us were not here and no one noticed. So I'm taping up my workspace because you have to be super careful when you're dealing with mold that you don't contaminate the rest of your house. So that's what you'll see me doing here. And then I am putting on my PPE. So I have this zip up plastic suit I'm wearing. You'll also see me put on a respirator, goggles, and like nitrile medical gloves. And then I'm going to get to work. The cleaning solution I'm using is 2 cups of borax per 2 gallons of warm water. And this is a pressurized sprayer, so I'm pumping it up to pressurize the water and then spraying down all of the mold spots that we had. After spraying it down, I would take a scrub brush. I had a larger one to cover more surface area on the floor. I also have a wire brush that I'm using here, which was better on the concrete. And I sprayed it down, scrubbed it down, and then dried up any excess water so that way I didn't continue to add to the mold problem. It was definitely time consuming to do this 3-step process over and over again until I had covered all of the different spots. But I still think that's better than having to pay a professional to come in and do the same thing that I'm doing in this video. I'm not recommending anybody deal with mold themselves unless they really know what they're doing because you can get really sick from it. So you have to be super careful. In order for this whole process to work, you have to stop the moisture from coming in wherever the source is. For us, the source was actually kind of above my head in this video where that mini split system originates. Those tubes of insulation were all replaced by the end of this video, and we added some reflective insulation foam as well to help keep it from dripping in the future. I worked on this project for 2 days straight after work. I did 5 hours the first day, which was prepping my space, the initial scrubbing, cleaning, and wiping up. And then on the second day, I went back in and did a whole nother round again, which is what you're seeing right now. And I actually had to move out a piece of furniture that was left behind by the previous owners so I could adequately clean this wall, which is wood paneling. This is after 2 days of scrubbing. The color has changed tremendously and I can even see the mold starting to recede. This is KILZ mold and mildew paint and primer that's white. And I'm painting over all of the areas that I cleaned, which is basically along this whole back wall. It's important for you to know that we also have a box fan that is on the floor in my area closed off with me. On the front of it is a HEPA filter that we duct taped on all sides and made sure that it was pretty airtight. And that's been blowing the entire time from the start of the project. So if you try to do this yourself, you want to make sure that not only you have the proper PPE, but you also have the proper airflow and filtration. Before painting, I had some 6-grit sandpaper that I used to sand across the entire area. I also took a little mallet with rubber on the end and knocked carefully on any areas of concrete that I saw that were already breaking up or I knew would flake when I started to paint. And that helped the paint go on a lot easier. Here's the final product. It doesn't look super pretty, but it will definitely keep the mold from coming back. And eventually we're going to epoxy these floors anyways, so it won't matter. Thanks for watching KILZ Unlocked, and stay tuned for more house projects.